Hey guys, welcome to another video, and in this video slightly exciting because I get to put some sexy new tyres on my bicycle and I'm going to be going with these, the new Pirelli P Zero tube tyres, because I always run tubes. I'm going to be running the Pirelli TPU inner tubes, the smart tubes. They're nice and light. I've been using them for a while and they're absolutely fantastic. But why did I go for these tyres? Well, you might laugh if you want, because that's okay, but I'm actually trying to replace everything on my Bianchi with Italian components, and the Pirellis, they're made in Italy, so yeah, they're the next thing to go on the bicycle. It's a silly little passion, but it's something I'm trying to do, and I'm almost there, so yeah. Right, the next thing we need to do then is get these onto the scale and see how heavy they are, and we'll take things from there. The tyres weigh in at 245 grams, which is 10 more than claimed, and the tubes only 36, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay then, so let's do a little unboxing. They do actually come in quite a nice little box with quite a bit of information on there, which is nice. Interestingly, and I have already fitted one on my bicycle, so I already know this without opening the box, but interestingly, they give a recommendation on your tyre pressures, which seem a little high to me. They seem higher than the ones that I read on, I think it was the Pirelli website, I'll have to double check that. But the tyres themselves, let's chuck the box down there, these feel quite substantial for light tyres, which is quite nice. You know, if you feel them, they're pretty chunky really, which is quite nice. I'm comparing these, by the way, to the Specialized turbo cotton tyres that I've been running for the last year or two. Absolutely love those tyres, but they're not Italian, so I'm going with some Pirellis. The fitting of these tyres actually quite surprised me. It was a pleasure to do, which isn't often the case. They were incredibly easy to get onto the rim, and I didn't even use tyre levers. And because of their ease of fitting, it made it easier to fit the TPU inner tubes without getting a pinch flat, something that can be a little bit trickier on tighter fitting tyres. So then, you might be wondering how on earth we're going to do this test. Well, it's not going to be a long-term test, obviously, because it's just one day. The long-term test will come later on after a couple of months of riding on these tyres. So today, we're just going to be doing a feel test. So we're going to go out, see how the tyres feel, see how they grip without pushing it too much. You know, obviously I don't want to leave half of my skin on the side of the road, but, you know, I'll give it a little bit around the corners and see what she feels like. But essentially, what I'm going to be trying to do today is a little bit of a max effort. So I've chosen a route that is 37 miles long. I ride it very regularly. It's my regular training ride. So today is going to be my third time in 6 days of riding it, so that gives you a little idea of how often I do this. So I'm just going to ride as fast as I can, really, with a little bit of pacing, obviously. But yeah, what I'm going to try and do is have a look at my average speed, see how the tyres affect that, and I'm also going to look at my personal best time up the climb itself, because I'm going to see if I can beat it today. And yeah, that's essentially how I'm going to do the test, and I think that's a quite exciting way of doing it. Obviously it's not conclusive, there's too many variables in this, but weather-wise, yeah, it's about 27 degrees at the moment. There's very little wind. I think it's a good time to go and run a test. So let's get on the bike, let's go do it. Okay then, so I've made it back from the test ride, and wow, that was epic. That's the only way to say it. It's like doing a 37-mile time trial, which yeah, is pretty exciting to say the least. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did beat my PB. I'm not 100% sure what the old PB was. I think it was 27 minutes 45 seconds. I'll have to double check later. But if that was the case, then I just beat it by 9 seconds. So I'm really happy with that. I think what I'm going to do is give a summary tomorrow in the morning, because I'm far too tired to think right now, and I need a shower. As you can see, I'm pretty bloody sweaty. So I'm gonna look over all the data later and make a list of stuff to tell you guys, and I'll tell you in the morning when I'm feeling a little bit fresher. So ciao for now, I'll see you later. Right then, so the testing is all done, and I actually went out for another test this morning because I wasn't 100% happy with the way the tyres were performing. They were a little bit twitchy and they caused me to have a high-speed speed wobble, which is, well, it's not normally a problem I have on this bicycle. So I went out again this morning. I lowered the pressure by 10 psi, so I was running 70 in the front, 74 in the rear, and I'm pleased to say they felt much better. So then let's try and draw some conclusions then to the Pirelli P Zero Race tyre, the tubed version. With them, using them, I've actually achieved my highest average time on the particular route that I was testing them. I also broke my personal best record at Montigniedo by 3 seconds. Was it the tyres? Was it me? Who can say really? It's a bit hard to quantify that. I was pushing pretty hard. The speed thing, it is like very difficult to try and work out. I think it's something that really needs to be tested in a lab. It's particularly difficult for me as I've been running specialised turbo cottons for the last year or so, and they're particularly zippy tyres as well. So going from one zippy tyre onto the next, I could say that, yeah, it felt about the same, but if I'd have come off a touring tyre onto the P Zeros, then maybe, just maybe, I would have felt the difference a little bit strongly. Grip wise then, I was actually very happy with the tyres. They corner beautifully and they inspire confidence, maybe a little bit too much because I was giving it some down the hairpins of Montigniedo. But I survived. I come back with all my skin intact, which has got to be a good thing. Pirelli say the tyres come with their Smart Evo compound, which gives a mixture of reliability, speed and grip. And yeah, it seems pretty reasonable. I don't know about the reliability, that's going to be a long-term test thing, but the other two I'm going to go with. What about puncture protection then? So again, this is something that's really hard to quantify. But if you take Pirelli's TPI rating of 120, it gives you a little bit of an idea of the puncture resistance of the tyre, especially if you compare that to the much thinner feeling specialised tyre, which has got a rating of 320. And if you weren't sure what TPI means, then I can explain it quickly. So basically it refers to the suppleness of the tyre. And my specialised tyres feel really thin. They've got a rating of 320. The Pirellis feel more substantial, a bit thicker. They've got a rating of 120. That explains TPI for you. Pirelli themselves say that the tyres come with a tech belt technology, which is nylon strip underneath the tread, which helps improve on the puncture resistance of the tyre, which is pretty impressive on a lightweight race tyre. And I'll be interested to see how it lasts over a longer period of time, how many punctures I actually get. And the tyre as well is pretty light. It's 235 grams each, which, considering there is thicker than the specialised and actually comes out as 5 grams less than the specialised, is pretty impressive. And finally, we need to talk about size discrepancies. So the tyres that I've purchased are 28mm, but that doesn't mean that when you fit them onto your wheel, that they are going to still be 28mm. So I found this sort of information quite hard to find online. It is written on the box that the tyres come in, but if, like me, you've gone and bought the tyres online, then you're not going to be able to read that information, and you need to clarify with the person that you're buying it from first. And just to clarify, I've got a C17 wheel set. That refers to the thickness of the wheels, and the tyres on mine, as stated on the box, should be 27mm. And initially they were smaller than that, but they seem to have swelled out overnight. I don't know how it works, but yeah, they are 27mm now. So Pirelli have got that spot on, but I think personally they need to make this information more easily available because it's a little bit tricky to find online. Overall then, I'm going to say that I really like these tyres. They look absolutely beautiful on the Bianchi. I really love the pale tan wall look, or retro as Pirelli call it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And the tyres, they feel really well made. And yeah, just going on the feel, they feel reasonably good for puncture protection. That's obviously something we're going to test over a longer period of time. And the tyres are quick and they grip well. So yeah, what's not to love? I really like them. The downside of the tyres is obviously going to be the price, but when you get in a premium tyre like this, then yeah, you're just going to have to fork out a little bit extra. It's something we've got to learn to live with. So then guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this test, and maybe you've already bought a set of these tyres, in which case I'd love to hear your thoughts on them. So all that's left for me to say is, if you like this video, you'd like to see more content like this, maybe a little bit more of me, then please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Ciao for now. Ciao, ciao, ciao.